Hey, Scott from mygrowthrings.com. Here is in my future shop. And I'm in the process tonight of installing some light fixtures because the electrical inspector is going to be here tomorrow. And then finally the electrician can finish their job of putting in all the receptacles and so on. But the lights I'm putting in, I thought were pretty slick and I wanted to share them with you. They are 18,000 lumen LED fixtures. Now currently I'm installing 4. I think all total, when it's said and done, gosh, there'll be 8 to 10 of them in this entire space. But these are incredibly bright. Now, I want to say just a couple quick things about LEDs because there are some confusing things about them that are worth knowing. And that is, intensity is measured in 2 ways. The intensity of the light coming out of the fixture is a measurement called lumens. The next measurement is either candle power or lux, and that is how bright is the light when it reaches the surface. In my case, the floor. In your kitchen, it might be the countertop if you're putting lights above the countertop. So those 2 numbers are important, and they're affected by distance. So this light held a foot off the floor is going to melt by concrete. The higher it goes, the dimmer it appears, just kind of like a shower head. If you were to take a bucket and hold it up to your shower head, you could fill the bucket quite quickly. But put that empty bucket on the floor of your shower and it's going to take some time to fill. So lumens is one thing. The next thing is color temperature. Color temperature is how blue or cool is the light going to appear, or how warm or kind of brown the light will appear. And that's a measurement called Kelvin. And the Kelvin temperature is measured just the opposite of the way we measure Fahrenheit and Celsius. That is, the lower numbers are considered warm. So let's say 1,000 would be an incredibly warm light, 1,000 Kelvin. And then as we go up from there, the temperature goes up, but it becomes cooler. So, got cut off there. So if you go to your home center, you're gonna find warm lights beginning at about 2,700 Kelvin. 3,000 is also a pretty nice but warm light. You might even call that like soft white. That's when we all grew up with the incandescent bulbs. About 3,000 Kelvin. 4,000, it begins to be what's called cool light. And then really about the max you're gonna find at a home center might be around 5,000 Kelvin. And that's really cool. So in residential use, my target window is somewhere between 27 and 3,000 Kelvin, and those are both considered warm. If you had both of those light bulbs exposed, if you're sitting at a table and looking at a light, you would be able to tell the difference between the 2,700 and the 3,000 Kelvin. But if you turn around and looked at the light as it's cast on the wall, you probably wouldn't be able to tell the difference. So I typically go for that 27 to 3,000 Kelvin in the house. In my shop, I'm gonna go with 4,000 Kelvin, which is considered cool, but it is not as cool as a lot of people are putting in shops. I'm seeing guys here on YouTube that are putting 5,000 and 6,000 Kelvin lights in their shop, and I find cool lights to be very harsh. Cool lights are really good for telling whether or not your socks are navy blue or black, but I'm not doing that here in the shop. So I went with a 4,000 K or 4,000 Kelvin light. This particular one is 18,000 lumens. And with the help of the manufacturer, I wrote a message and got some information back based on the height of my ceilings and how bright I wanted the space to be. They gave me the idea of where to position these. By the way, all the assembly that I have to do to this light is install this hook, and that just screws right in. And then I have a couple screw eyes up in the ceiling, up on the rafters, that I can connect this main hook to, and they're kind enough to include a kind of an emergency cable or a security, what would you call this, a safety cable that I can clip on another eyelet that in case something fails. If I had a forklift running around in here and would knock one of these down, I would appreciate having that safety cable. I'm installing it anyway. My original temptation was to hook them both onto the same screw eye, but that doesn't make any sense at all if that's my failure point. And you can see this one plugs right into a 110 outlet, which is what I have installed in the ceiling, and those will be switched. So I'm ready to go. Can't wait to have power in here, and I'll show you how it looks once I get these 4 installed, and a lot more to come. So it's a week later, and I understand that they're done. So let's go check these lights out. There is a security light on the building that should go off here, hopefully when I come into view. Yes, we have snow here in North Carolina. Oh, there we go. All right, that's a good sign. We also have a shed over here that we had some electrical power run to and a light. We'll check that out as well. You don't get to look at the code here. There we go. All right, so that must be my outside light since it's already on. Let's turn this off and let's see how this goes. Wow. That's fantastic. All right, I'm gonna turn this around. This is incredible. I don't have a light meter, so I can't tell exactly, you know, what the candle power or the lux is where the light is landing right now. But I gotta tell you, this is amazing. I only have 4 of these lights installed right now, and the plan is once we divide this space roughly in half, I'll have 4 lights in the half that'll become the wood shop. That's gonna be really bright. So these have the capability of being dimmed, and I may have to put the dimmer on these. All right, so I couldn't wait. I went ahead and downloaded a light meter app on my phone. Now the goal here is if for task lighting, I need 500 lux. That is a measurement of the brightness at the surface where I'm planning to work. So I held my phone about 4 feet off the ground, directly underneath one of these lamps, and I got 580 lux. Now, I then stood between the 4 that are installed, and I got what, about 260, something like that. So clearly it's dimmer here where I'm not directly underneath the lights. That makes sense. So to get around 500 lux, I probably still will need to put those 4 lights in the workshop area, and that'll give me plenty of brightness. What else do we have here? We had the electrical box put in. We've got outlets here around the room, including one over here that looks like an empty box. That's actually the 240 volts, so that'll be for the mini split that we'll install right here. And we've got outlets on all 3 walls. Sorry about that. I didn't put any outlets in the front side. Maybe I'll regret that someday. And I do have power running to what might someday be a garage door opener. Haven't decided if we're going to do that or not. But wow, I am so thrilled. So now we can begin to get the next step in. Again, we got to divide the space. It doesn't make any sense to heat or air condition this entire space, and get the mini split installed. So there's still definitely some more videos to be shot in my sister's basement, but this is thrilling. If you've ever considered these type of lights in your shop, I can absolutely endorse them. But just for fun, I'm gonna run out to the shed, or the bunkhouse as we're going to call it, and let's see how the power looks out there. Look at that with the shop in the background. I'm now inside of the shed, AKA the bunkhouse. You can see we got a switch and an outlet put in here, a very simple LED light put in above. It doesn't make any sense for us to use the space as a shed since we got that building over there. We even have a garage in the walkout basement here. So this is absolutely going to be for our 8 grandkids to play in. They've already explored up on both sides. We have lofts, and they want us to at least put some carpeting up there, maybe some mattresses so they can camp out in this space. But thrilled to have power. So yeah, I acknowledge this is a weird video from me. We will do a follow-up if you have any questions, comments, cheap shots. Happy to explain what we did down in the shop notes. I'll put the links to these lights if you want to try them. I will tell you they're available in a number of different intensities, and so choose wisely. I didn't go crazy bright, and there are some crazy bright ones available. Hey, look forward to your questions, and I'll see you midweek. Make it a great day.